Ladies and gentlemen, car accidents are going up in America due to technology. People are so busy fiddling around with phones and their dashboards and just doing all kinds of other things behind the wheels. And the surge of car accidents and deaths are going up everywhere. We are killing people. How? Technology has made a car a candy store of distraction. In the late 80s, the US Army turned to outside experts to study how pilots of the Apache attack helicopters were responding. And they blamed some of the accidents from, the screens and everything in the cockpit. The cognitive overload caused by, information and the degrading performance and rising of the risk of crashes. Researchers determined pilots were forced to do too many things at once, and many bells and whistles demanding their attention. Over the next decade, the Army overhauled the Apache fleet, redesigning cockpits to help operators maintain their focus. So, since then, they are now watching civilian cars and trucks filled with all types of digital interfaces. Well, that's becoming a problem, y'all. People are overwhelmed with touchscreens, interactive maps, nested menus, and not really paying attention to the road, and also, especially, their smartphone. Well, the University of Utah, they have been studying the deadly consequences of all of this technology overload while behind the wheel. We are instrumenting the car, and it's considered overload with all of the things that are in cars nowadays. So they are comparing civilians behind the wheel to the helicopter pilots of the Apaches at one point in time. So everything we know from pilots being overloaded, we can apply to motor vehicles, Strayer said. But rather than apply it, makers of smartphones and automobiles largely have ignored the research, persistently adding popular but deadly diversions. They've created a candy store of distractions, and we are killing people. To be sure, the new automotive technology, which includes innovative safety features such as lane departure warnings and blind spot detections, yet, despite these and other crash prevention systems, the highway death count continues to rise. After decades of falling fatality rates, the US roads have become markedly more dangerous in recent years. In 2021, motor vehicle crashes killed 43,000 people. That's up from 33,000 in 2012, a 16-year high. Theories about a range from bigger vehicles, like those gigantic SUVs and pickup trucks on steroids, to aggression caused by a pandemic trauma. But no one in the safety field doubts that distracted drivers really is the main reason for the increase in fatalities. So they said the reported fatalities due to distracted drivers have remained flat for the last 10 years, 3,000 to 4,000 a year. But there is a good reason to consider those figures a major undercount, as they rely on people admitting that they were distracted, or a police officer or someone else witnessing a driver with a phone in hand before a crash. It is against people's self interest to say, I was on a cell phone or I was using infotainment system in my car after a crash, because there could be serious consequences, said Kathy Chase, who leads the advocates for highway and auto safety. I don't think we're getting an accurate picture of what's happening on the roads, she said. Well, so they are saying that these reported crashes where people get distracted are being undercounted, and people are not admitting exactly what they were doing before the crash. So, a poll by Nationwide Insurance shows its agents that 50% of all crashes involved were due to distractions. And safety experts say the problem has only grown worse since the start of the pandemic. Pretending that the toll is only a few thousand people a year makes it more difficult to change policies that could improve safety. People will use those low numbers as a way to minimize this, and it is not a big problem. Most people know distracted drivers is bad. 98% of those polled told the advocacy that they are concerned about, too many people on the road being distracted with technology. But most do it anyway. They know it's not a good thing to do, but most people will do it anyway. More than 63% of the people polled said they use their cell phones while driving. That increased to 73% of people who use their cars for work. And of course, I used to work with a guy, and he told me every day when he drove to work, he would watch a movie in his car because it made the time go by. But he did admit he took his eyes off the road quite a bit to watch these movies that he was playing in his car. So I'm not surprised that this is happening nationwide. And from what it's saying, it is actually getting worse. I don't know. I mean, has anybody ever made a comparison before all of the technology was put in cars? Like, from maybe comparing from the 80s and driving today? Is it worse? It probably is. All right, y'all. Please tell me what you think about what they're saying, that the traffic accidents nationwide are going up, and they're blaming technology, the use of cell phones and dashboards that require your attention, punching in different things on your dashboard. And that's what they're blaming it on. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.